Formerly the site of Hamden Country Club, GreatHorse, opened in 2015, represents a reimagining of the western Massachusetts land by prolific golf course architect Brian Silva. Let's take a closer look at the site of the 2025 Massachusetts Amateur. The first is one of only 2 entirely downhill holes on the property, and though it's not long, that does not make it a handshake opener, as it demands an extremely precise wedged approach. The back left pin also brings the pond firmly into play, and the undulating green makes things interesting no matter where the pin is. The most difficult element of the par 5 second is the tee shot, due to 2 fairway bunkers that lurk right around most players' landing zone. Even if you manage to navigate those successfully, it would take 2 big shots to make it home in 2. 2 substantial greenside bunkers protect against any approach shot. The third is the longest of the par 3s, requiring a well-struck long iron or even more to hold the surface. The green itself is deceptively sloping, meaning par is a very good score here. Water enters the equation on the 4th more than on any other hole, and laying back off the tee may be the prudent play. The green site is stuck out on a striking peninsula, with the narrow, rectangular surface jutting out dangerously into the pond. There is a bit of shaved backstop behind the green, a welcoming alternative to the stony drop-off in front. 5 is disarmingly straight, flat, and narrow. A small but mighty centerline bunker pokes its head up around 260 from the tee. To carry it, you'll have to find the narrowest part of the fairway, making driver a bold choice. The green shares an enormous surface with the 7th hole, and to my mind it's perhaps the most handsome double green in existence. 6 is another difficult driving hole with all manner of bunkers, trees, and fescue loitering around the landing area. However, if you can get it out there in the 300-yard range, the hole opens up a bit and you'll have an open look at the large putting surface with a lofted wedge in hand. On the 7th, we're playing back to the double green. It's a relatively uncomplicated tee shot, especially if you can take aim at the bunkers on the far side of the fairway and work it a bit from left to right from there. It's likely a wedge in. There are some very difficult potential pin locations on this green surface. 4 enormous bunker clusters throughout the 8th hole dictate play, demanding attention from tee to green. The safe drive is down the left side of the fairway, where you're out of runway in the 310-yard range. A good one there would still leave 250 plus yards in, and it's all carried to a heavily guarded elevated green. Even after a layup, the approach into this green is a difficult one. From there we cross back over the street and play into the hill on the par 3 9th. If the pin is on the left side of the narrow green, you can play it as a true redan, using the sloping right side of the green surface to kick the ball down towards the hole. If at right, the challenge is to land something softly on that corner of the green. Much like 10 is a short downhill par 4, the fairway features a plateau up the left side that would require a precise drive, but the reward is substantial, a straightforward look into the green. A wall of nasty fescue-laced bunkers splits the 2 sides of the fairway, and the right side offers a more generous landing zone, though it can spell a blind second over a heap of bunkers. Much as 10 mirrors 1, 11 mirrors 2, with a similarly tricky tee shot threaded through a bunker on the short left side and another on the far right side of the fairway. A drive that finds the left side could warrant giving the green a go in 2, otherwise it's best to lay up out to the left side, taking care to steer away from the bunker that juts out across half the fairway. An interesting swale that spans the width of the green introduces additional intrigue. Don't let the unique tee box horseshoeing its way around the water on the 12th distract you, as the green complex is subtly provocative in its own right. It is by no means a short 3, making the narrow sloping green a challenge to hit. Balls that land on the right side will feed back towards the center, and the green is a good deal longer than you can see from the tee. With about 230 needed to carry the bunker on the left and 250 to reach the one on the right, the safe play here may be an iron off the tee, which would still leave just a wedge in. Most of the green slopes hard from right to left, with the exception of a false front and a plateau on the back right where it is difficult to get the ball close. The last hole on the flat side of the road, 14, is a par 5 that can be reached in 2, particularly for those that skirt the left cluster of bunkers that begin around 290 from the tee. There's heavy bunker presence around the front half of the green, leaving a fairly narrow opening on an upslope by which to enter, if not flying it all the way there. The green is large and sloping, and a closely mown area on the backside could put an emphasis on a tidy short game. The 15th is one of the most eye-catching par 3s you'll ever see, and it maxes out at just 134 yards, so it's time to go flag hunting. But you'd better come correct with your number, as there's plenty of trouble to be had in the surrounding bunkers and fescue. 16 features 2 teeing options that dramatically change the hole. When back, a precise drive is needed to navigate the stern hillside bunker complex at left and looming OB stakes up the right. If the tees are up, this green could be drivable for some, though it is protected by 12 bunkers and the entire hole cants sharply from left to right. It's hard not to get caught up gazing at the pretty smattering of bunkers on either side of the fairway on 17, but there is a decent slab of fairway to hit with less than driver from the elevated tee box. The approach is a blind one, and it's the steepest uphill approach on the course. The green is narrower than you might suspect, with a wide shaved off area out to the right, where a more generous architect may have extended the green. There's no let up on the 18th, a stern finishing hole from tee to green. The ideal tee ball works from left to right along the side of the hill that the hole curls around. The surface is likely blind on approach, and though it's tempting to err on the right side of the green and hope for a favorable bounce, there is a cruel bunker waiting to hoover shots on that side. Sharp runoff on the backside of the green means long is likely dead, which is all to say that par is a great score on this closer. And that's all 18 at GreatHorse, which is sure to provide a proper test at the 2025 Massachusetts Amateur Championship. We'll see you out there.